So everything I'm about to say is for entertainment purposes only. It's all allegedly speculative, etc. Okay, is that okay, YouTube? If I have an opinion now, so basically, whenever I watch an event play out in the media, which I catch via clips on YouTube because I don't watch TV anymore, but whenever I see things like that, right, I always take in consideration the source, so I don't forget what the source is. So, like in this case, um, the narrative is that the media and MAGA are attacking Trump right now because, for lack of a better word, because Trump is playing games. That's the narrative, that Trump is playing games with the Department of Justice and trying to hide something about the Epstein list or the Epstein files or whatever, right? And so that's the narrative right now: Trump versus the media, or Trump versus MAGA, or whatever, right? And so a lot of people, when they see things like that, then they basically fall into left, right, blue, red. They'll pick line A or pick line B. So either pick the media, or you're going to pick Trump, or vice versa, or whatever. And it's all, I think it's all very deceptive, in my opinion. So it's all allegedly deceptive, in my opinion. So if you look at like the whole thing, you have to remember that allegedly the mainstream news is has been compromised via propaganda like Operation Mockingbird, allegedly with the CIA. And so once you realize that, and then you realize, okay, but allegedly, the presidents are all puppets of the 13 bloodlines, like the Rothschilds, etc. Allegedly. So, in that hypothetical situation where both sides are compromised, and you find out that they all are like separate tentacles or branches that go back to the same tree or the same root, however metaphor you want to use, they're both on the same side, allegedly. So once you realize that, then you have to figure out, well, what are they really doing here? It's kind of like if you're watching like a, I've heard Carl mention this before. It's a great metaphor. It's sort of like watching like a wrestling match where you have these two wrestlers that are basically characters, or like cartoon characters or something. And they have this fake grudge against each other to build up this dramatic theatrical animosity towards each other, which ends up in a conflict with a wrestling match. And everyone knows that wrestling is allegedly not real. So it's the same thing, except for now people were buying into it, in my personal opinion, allegedly. So knowing that, then you have to ask yourself the question, why? What motives would they have behind it? So let me reiterate. So what if they are setting up Trump allegedly for a fall? People forget that the news is allegedly to be a rigged propaganda machine. And if the president of and the rest of the politicians in Washington, D.C. are allegedly puppets of like the 13 bloodlines, then you have to ask yourself, what would be the motives of the elites to stage this contrived theatrical conflict? To me, the most likely answer, allegedly, hypothetically, other than mocking us, is that they want Trump to be taken down a notch with his own supporters. Then you have to ask yourself, why? Why would they want that? And in that hypothetical scenario, because I'm glad you asked, that leads to the question of why? Why? What could possibly be their motives? So I'm simply posing a hypothetical question, allegedly. What if they are setting us up for something huge? Or as Trump would say, huge. The World War III, or a worldwide financial collapse, worldwide famine, something really big on a global scale, to where this dissension with Trump could build up. And why would they do that? Why would they want the base to disassociate from Trump, his base, that is, and hypothetically? And then why would that lead to, in my opinion, possibly, allegedly, this big, huge collapse, either a financial collapse or a war, or something really, really catastrophic? And perhaps, allegedly, whatever you want to say, speculatively, perhaps to discredit the remaining patriots in this country who are tarred and feathered and linked to Trump and soften them up for the blow. That way, they don't have a leader anymore. You don't have a head of a snake who's going to guide you up for someone else to take Trump's place, which would be the lawless one. See what I'm saying? That I'm just throwing it out there. So maybe they're setting Trump up to weaken him and his links to his the last of the patriotic defenders of the faith, so to speak, because they're setting this all up for someone to take his place, i.e., the lawless one. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm speculating. Either way, it's not what they tell you on the screen. There's something else going on, and both sides are playing you. It's all theater. So that once you understand that, then you can start to question and figure out what the real thing is that's going on behind it all. I'm just throwing it out there. So that's it. God bless everybody in Jesus' name. Welcome to the Nut House.